5.3 HD calling function from the web. So now that I've shown you the live demonstration, let me walk you through how the code ties everything together and makes the system work. Starting from the Arduino. So let's start with how Arduino communicates with the Firebase and interacts with LEDs. So it starts with our setup function. So in the setup function, the first thing we do is we establish a connection to Wi-Fi using Wi-Fi.begin function, which passing in the SSID and the password for the network. So in this case, I'm using sorry, I'm using my mobile data. So my SSID is Ramneek, mobile data name is Ramneek, and this is my password. Now moving on to the next step. Now let's connect to the Wi-Fi. So we continuously check the Wi-Fi status using Wi-Fi.status until the connection is established. So once connected, we print out the local IP address of the Arduino, confirming that it has joined the network. Since you can see this connected to Wi-Fi and this is the IP address. Moving further, we set up the SSL connection to the Fire using Wi-Fi SSL client and HTTP client libraries. This allows secure communication between the Arduino and the Firebase. So meanwhile, I'll just show you my Firebase as well. So this is my real-time database in my Firebase, and I've set the values for the blue, green, and red LED to be true, false, false. So basically, I'm controlling it from my HTML page. So I've already shown this demo to you. Now let's get back to our Arduino. So now let's get to the next setup function. So we also define the three LED pins as output to to control the lights. So this portion of the code allows us to turn the LEDs on or off based on the signals we receive from the web. So now entering the main loop. So this is my main loop now. So from this, the Arduino basically it sort of checks the Firebase every second to see if the state of any LED needs to change. So as you can see that we call the check and a set LED thing, this function for each LED and for each LED red, green and blue, and we pass the Firebase path. And for that LED, it is it's Arduino as well. So now let's get to this function check and set LED. So this function is where the actual interaction happens. So this sends an HTTP GET request to Firebase to fetch the current state of the LED, whether it's true or whether it's false. So if the request is successful, the status code is 200, which I am getting right now, and it checks the value of the response. The response is true. It turns the corresponding LED on, and if it's false, it turns the LED off. So if the request fails, the system will print an error message in the serial monitor to indicate that it couldn't receive data from the Firebase. So this was my explanation of the code. So like one you saw earlier that my web page send request to update Firebase. When a button is clicked, it sends request to change the state of an LED by setting its value to be true or false, which I've clearly demonstrated in the video. Sorry, apologies for the battery low notification. So in this system, the communication is simple and effective, utilizing the HTTP GET request to receive data to receive the state of each LED from the Firebase. So this was my demonstration, and in the previous video, I've shown the LEDs in the functioning and my setup as well. Thank you very much.